Thank you guys again for watching another video. Let's just jump right into it. You guys already know my intro, Nelson's Homes. This is Nelson's Homes YouTube channel. My IG is Nelson's Homes. So this video today is another video adding to the series of Real Estate Language 101. This is actually part 9, where we will discuss the different types of properties available. So there are many different types of properties available. Let's start off with the main one that most people know, which is a single family property. What is a single family house? It is referred to as either a single family house or a single family or a detached property, meaning that this property is on its own. It does not share any type of wall or land with any other property, but this property tends to usually cost more, so it's more expensive compared to the other properties that are available. As well, this property tends to have more upkeep. By that I mean you have to maintain it more or have to spend more money to maintain this property by either paying more on the utility bills or actually having lawn maintenance or actually having to do much more maintenance on the property outside, like on the exterior part of the property. So that is a single family property, a single family home, or a detached property that most people are familiar with. All right, so a second property that a lot of people have heard of is townhomes. What are townhomes? Townhomes are also referred to either as a townhouse or townhome. So a townhome is usually a multi-level property that is either sharing one wall or two walls with an adjacent property. By that I mean there are multiple properties that are sharing a wall right in between them. They all have their own separate entrance, and they probably also have their own back separate entrance, and they have their own slither piece of land, but this is a lot less upkeep. These properties are a lot more affordable, and as well, these properties have become very popular during the course of the last century. So it's actually taking up over 15% of new construction properties that are happening right now. So over 15% of new construction properties are all also with townhomes. Townhomes tend to usually be within a distinct community of an HOA or run by an HOA, a homeowners association, which if you go back to previous videos, homeowners association means that for all the shared space, which would be like a lot of the parking lot, these are common areas, or maybe even the park, or maybe even the pool within that community, all that stuff is a shared expense. So meaning that there is typically an HOA fee associated with these townhomes. So that is the second type of property. The third type of property for this video is condominiums. What are condominiums? It's also referred to as a condo or a condominium. So a condominium is a building with, this is a real estate, excuse me. A condominium is also referred to as a condo. So you may hear condominium or you may hear condo, they're the same thing. Usually it is a building with separate units inside that building, which are all individually owned by residents. Could be residents within that building, or it could be an owner who rents out that specific unit to potential tenants. So a condo has similar features as a HOA association or a townhome community. By that I mean there's a lot of shared elements. So you are in charge of repairs and maintenance within that unit, but outside of that unit, a lot of the shared elements is a shared expense. So having the maintenance within the building, like the elevators or the hallways or the laundry rooms or the trash chutes or the parking lot or the parking garage or the pool or the tennis courts or basketball courts, all that stuff is a shared expense. So typically when you purchase a property like this, which are more affordable homes, again, you have a condo fee or an HOA fee. So it all depends what your preference is, but that is what a condo or condominium is. All right, so that's the third one for this video. The fourth type of property that we will cover here is a co-op. What is a co-op? Very similar to a condo as well as to an apartment. By that I mean the structure wise. So just the structure itself is very similar, but co-ops, instead of owning the actual units, you own a share within the entire complex. So these shares are typically equal amongst other share owners. So it's like as if you were to purchase a share of a stock within a company. You own a specific percentage, but you can always sell that. So the possibility of you making your money back is there, yes, but you don't own the actual air or the space within that building. You just own a share of the complex, if that makes sense. A lot of co-ops are found within the East Coast, or excuse me, not within, but a lot of co-ops are found on the East Coast. More specifically, a lot of co-ops, or a lot of the real estate within New York City are co-ops. So that is what a co-op is. That's the fourth type of property for this video. The fifth type of property we will cover is a duplex. A duplex is a property that has 2 units. So it only has 2 units. I hear people try to use duplex for a building that has 3 or 4. That is not a duplex. That could be a triplex or a fourplex. So literally it's within the name, but a duplex is a property that has 2 units attached to each other, whether that be one above the other or right next to each other. But this, even if they're right next to each other, that a lot of people may refer this as a townhome or a semi-attached or semi-detached property. So it all depends on the exact property style and how it looks, but that is what a duplex is. They could be side to side or one right above the other. So that's the fifth type of property we're covering for this video. The next one is a triplex, which again, if you are listening, it's within the name itself. A triplex is a building with a residential building with 3 units attached to each other, whether it be one above the other or they're back to back to back next to each other, as well as a fourplex would be the exact same thing, but just with 1 more units. So again, these could all be right above each other, or these could all be next to each other. And you can find a lot of these types of residential properties like the duplex or the triplex or the fourplex, which could also be referred to as the quadplex. You can find these within a lot of suburbs, not suburbs, cities. You can find this within a lot of cities. So for example, we're in the DMV market. I tend to see a lot of fourplexes in the DC metro area. So that's where I see a lot of fourplexes and duplexes. Triplex, you actually have to go within the building to see if it's a triplex. I can't really tell from just looking at the building, but a lot of these buildings look like they're just one residential family property, but they're really not. They're a triplex, a quadplex, or a duplex. So that is what these types of properties are. So the next and final type of property that we will cover here for this video is a mobile home. So there's a misconception that mobile homes are RVs, or they are campers, or they are trailers, which in fact was true when this all started, when when mobile homes were created. That was true when mobile homes were created. But when the government stepped in, which I believe was in 1974, mobile homes got a new definition, and it's actually referred to as pre-manufactured homes, which means that they're built in a factory somewhere completely different, and then they're brought over to a piece of land where they are actually installed, and sometimes they even have a foundation. So yes, they're considered mobile manufactured homes, but in order to really move it, it does actually require some work, and it actually costs some money to move it. So mobile homes is not an RV, it's not a trailer, it's not a camper, and they do not have wheels, but you can put this property onto something that has wheels, and then you can move it away. Now, a lot of mobile homes are found in, for example, Florida. So that hopefully explains the differences between a lot of properties. If you guys have any questions, or if you guys think I'm missing anything, feel free to comment below. Hit the thumbs up if you like this video, or share it with your friends and family if you think there is something that they could learn from this. If you do not like it and you do not, or you did not learn anything new, I really don't care. Don't bother me with your negativity.